Hi guys, welcome to the channel. That nut, I had to get a 24 mil socket with an impact to get it off. This part has never been pulled apart as far as I was concerned at the time. No one's ever attempted to remove it. Normally, you just replace it with the whole complete unit. But my idea was to try and find a bearing. So I put that gear puller or bearing puller. It's an old piece, an old tool that I got for cars. I put on in where the ball bearings are, and I push that shaft that's in the middle of the bearing. Try to push the shaft in, and what it did, it actually turned the cup. I call it a cup. Where the bearing is actually sitting is in a cup, and it's got like a screw on it, which you can see in the pictures here. Cup, it comes undone, and when I pushed on a shaft, it came undone, and it was easy to it all just fell apart. All the shafts came off, everything came off, as you guys can see clearly on that picture. So that was the easy part. The hard part is actually removing that bearing out of the cup, because that bearing has a snap ring, and it's very difficult to get pliers in there to open that snap ring and push the bearing out of the cup because it's pressed in. So yeah, I've tried long nose pliers, I've tried snap ring pliers, I've tried everything, and it was impossible. And then I came up with an idea of using a wire, a stainless steel wire that came out of a lawnmower fuel kit that I bought years ago. And that wire, which you guys can see in the picture there, I was able to put through where the snap ring is, and it actually pushed the snap ring out, and I was able to get a socket behind the bearing, getting a hammer and just smashing it, and just came easy out. It was, it was a huge relief when I got that out, but it worked. I managed to get the bearing out, and yeah. Okay guys, I thought I would do this video to try and explain something a lot faster. So my idea was, from the start, was buy a bearing that's the same size as this one, and I found the one on a website, and I bought it exactly the same as this one. I bought it on a website, and then a week later they tell me that they can't buy it anymore. This bearing, the company that makes this bearing, they stopped making them because Suzuki stopped making Bergmans. So they stopped production of this bearing, and you can't buy this bearing any longer. That 1, 2, 3 bearings, they were the only ones that I found that they could buy from the company, but they can't anymore. So the idea now was to find a bearing the same as this one, which you can't find anywhere. I found this one, but the bore is different size. And then I thought, if I can remove this piece and get it machined to fit here, pressed in with a couple of tack welds, both sides, I think that would work. It would work. So I went to a machine shop and I told him about the idea. And he said the best way to do this is to buy the right bearing, because this one needs this, the snap ring. This one doesn't have it. And in order to buy the one with the snap ring, this bearing is actually 6009. With a snap ring would have an R on it. The letter N and letter R. NR. So this one's just a 6009. Excuse me. So I would have to buy that bearing. And meanwhile, he would make a bushing for this one. It would take him a week to do. $60 he was going to cost me, which is pretty good. $60. On eBay. I've searched for a primary because they don't sell bearings like this on eBay. So for a primary, you're looking. They don't even sell them separate. They sell them with belts. They sell them with the secondary. Too many parts together. They sell them all, and they want too much. They want $1,000. Too much money. I'm talking about US dollars, not Australian dollars. It'll probably be about, I don't know, $1,600. So anyway, about this bearing. So someone mentioned to me an automatic transmission guy. He's been dealing with bearings all his life. He's been doing for over 30 years. He mentioned to me that this bearing is a special bearing. And there's a bearing inside here. It's called a bearing within bearing. And he said to me that the idea of making a bushing is not going to work because you're just going to burn the bearing down. And this bearing here needs to move. He believes that because this bearing he got burned out, it doesn't spin anymore, it forced this bearing to overheat and burn out. He made it believe that was so true, He said that it was 99% that's the case. 99%. And so I believed in him. So I went back to the machine shop and I explained to the guy at the machine shop. And at first, he was a bit puzzled, because he's never seen a bearing within bearing like this. And he said to me, this is solid. This got a little bushing in there, but it's all solid. There's no bearing in there. And I said to him, look, this guy's been doing this for 30 odd years, I'm pretty sure he knows what he's talking about. So he tried to bash that out, put a socket in there the same size with a hammer. He tried to bash it. If he was seized, even with the hammer, he would come unseize a little bit. You'd be able to move it. But this one doesn't move at all. It's complete piece in there. So anyway, he gave it to me. He gave me the stuff back, and that was that. after that, I went on eBay and I started sending people messages. All the sellers selling parts for the Suzuki Bergman 650. I was sending them a message about if they got a primary, a used primary, that, how much would they want for it. And so many people I sent message to that it's not funny. I sent messages to a few people, and one guy messaged me sent me his email so we could talk through his email. And he said that he might be able to help me with the primary. So I bought the primary off him. It's shipped from Italy, and I'm just waiting for it to get here. And as soon as it gets here, I'll make another video of the installation, how it goes. So for now, I'm gonna say thank you very much for watching, and I hope you guys been educated from this as much as I have. This has certainly been a tough project, especially when you can't find parts. Yeah, I'll make up part 3, and it'll be the last part for this for these episodes. So thank you very much, and make sure to subscribe and hit that bell. Thank you. Bye.